Ma'am, now exactly.
So we have wasted 15 minutes. You know that
Yes, ma'am.
just for
We will
waiting.
continue to
Okay.
11:15.
Okay, beta. Good morning, all of you.
Good
Good morning,
morning,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. We try to finish today's chapter. Let's see if we can do it.
Some common human diseases caused by microorganisms. Human
Yes,
disease.
beta.
Tuberculosis.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. I am
I'm
reading.
not able to. I'm not able to hear you properly, beta.
Okay, ma'am, I
Ad-
read.
Adjust your mic. No, I'm reading it. Not you. I'm
No,
reading it.
no, ma'am.
Okay.
Sufyan was reading. I am Sahil.
Okay.
May I
Sorry,
read?
Sahil. Okay, Sufyan, Sahil.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
both are not supposed to read. I'm going to teach
And
you.
some
Okay.
common human diseases.
Let's human disease. Let's start with human disease. The first disease that we are going to talk about is tuberculosis, otherwise known as TB. It is caused by bacteria. From where it comes? From air it comes. And how do we have preventive measures for this? That we keep the patient in complete isolation. Okay. And I will talk about it later in detail. Let's talk about first the diseases. Next disease to follow is measles. Is it clear? It is caused by virus. Mode of transmission is air and contact. The second one is chickenpox. Again, it is caused by virus. Again, air and contact. Polio, virus, air, water. So, what are the preventive measures generally? We have to keep the patient in complete isolation. Remember, in COVID also, we have to keep patient in isolation. And the personal belongings of the patient should not be in any contacts with the others, and vaccinations to be given at a particular age. Is it clear to all of you? Well, tuberculosis
Yes,
is
ma'am. Clear.
caused by bacteria, whereas measles, chickenpox, polio, they are caused by virus. Is it clear to all of you? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Boys.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now we talk about cholera. Let's come to cholera. Now, cholera spreads by bacteria through water and food, whereas typhoid also causes by bacteria, but it is waterborne. What do you have to do? You have to maintain personal hygiene and good sanitary habits. That means you have to clean your hands, you have to clean your legs, you understand? And you should always have properly cooked food and boiled drinking water and vaccinations. Next is hepatitis A. It is caused by virus, it is waterborne. For that, you have to always drink boiled drinking water and get vaccinated. Next one is
Ma'am, what is
malaria.
A? What is the meaning of A?
I'm not getting you better.
What is the meaning of A?
What is the meaning of?
A.
Yes? Huh? Malaria.
Hepatitis A.
Hepatitis A. There's a
Yes.
hepatitis B also. Yes, now it's a new disease. It's actually disease of liver. Hepatitis A is a disease of liver. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Now malaria. Malaria is caused by protozoan and the carrier is mosquito. So to not to have malaria, what you should do? You have to use mosquito net and mosquito repellent. Also, you have to spray insecticides and control the breeding of these mosquitoes around your area. Is this understandable to all of you? Yes?
Yes,
This is
ma'am.
what you have to do. You have to remember all these things in data mode. I will let you know how to do it. Now, disease causing microorganisms in animals. Yes, read better.
Disease causing microorganisms in
Okay, I'm
animals.
sorry, Sufyan. I won't be able to ask you to
Okay,
continue
ma'am.
because there's something wrong with your mic system. I don't know.
Disease is causing
I'm not able
microorganisms
to
in
hear you.
animals.
I'm not able to hear you properly, better. Please ask
Ma'am,
your
now
parents to see to it, to look into the matter so that I can ask you to continue better. Please.
disease
The
causing
sound,
microorganisms.
the sound is not so audible. I'm not able to understand
Ma'am,
what
I
you're
know.
saying.
सबका वॉइस ऐसे ही आएगा क्योंकि आपने कॉल किया था ना इसलिए
Why?
रिजॉइन हो जाओ
No, your voice is clear.
मेरे में बहुत बार ऐसा हुआ है
Okay, your voice is clear, but Sufyan's is not.
मैम माय वॉइस इज कमिंग लाउड और टू
Yeah, it is very loud.
Normal.
Yeah, I'm finding it loud, but it is clear. I can understand, but I am not able to understand Sufyan's. Anyway, start reading better. Doesn't matter.
because
Start reading.
Sufyan is having
Hello,
problem.
Sufyan, you understood?
Ma'am, file after I read.
Yes, start.
Disease causing microorganisms in animals. Several microorganisms not only cause disease in humans and plants, but also in other animals. For example, anthrax is a dangerous human and cattle disease caused by a bacterium. Foot and mouth disease of cattle is caused by a virus.
Okay, that's all. Now, microorganisms, they are causing diseases any day in humans and plants, but also they are causing diseases in animals as well. Let's take the example of anthrax. This is a very dangerous disease for human. Okay, and there's a cattle
Yes.
disease also which is caused by a bacterium. Another disease, foot and mouth disease of cattle, is also caused by a virus. These are very lethal because they may kill the animals. Now we will have another one. Yes, read better.
Robert Koch discovered 1867 discovered the bacterium
Anthracis. Bacillus
anthracis,
anthracis.
which causes anthrax disease.
Now Robert Koch was the person, the scientist, who discovered this bacterium, that is Bacillus anthracis, causing anthrax disease. Now this is how
मैम इससे
the
क्या होता है?
bacterium looks like. You understand? And this is how he was working, and
Yes,
this is the person. Yes, beta? Now this is a
मैम
picture
इससे होता क्या है?
taken by the microscope. This is the picture taken by the microscope, okay? Now this is, we saw this is causing microorganism. Now we see this is causing microorganism in plants. Please read beta.
Ma'am, I read Chandra Mida.
Okay, beta?
Yes,
now
it
my
is
voice is
your turn.
clear.
Yes, start.
Microorganism in plants.
Sufyan,
Yes, yes,
Sundraj was
continue. I can
reading.
hear you. I can hear
Ma'am,
you.
Sundraj
Continue.
was there.
Microorganism
Ma'am, I
cause disease
Chandra.
in plants like wheat, rice, potato, sugarcane, orange, apple, and others. The diseases reduce the yield of crops. They can be controlled by the use of certain chemicals which kill the microbes.
Okay, now there are lots of microorganisms causing disease in plants, for example, wheat, rice, potato, sugarcane, orange, apple, etc. What is this disease is doing? They are reducing the yield of crops. Now, how can you control it? By using certain chemicals which can kill the microbes. So this is how, see, can you see this? This is what happens with the microbes. Okay, next one is this. Can you see this better? So they are spoiling the
Ma'am,
fruits.
टमाटो में black ये क्या है?
This one, these are the microbes. Infection of the
दूध के
microbes.
अंदर है ये.
Okay.
See, can you see this over here? The leaves.
Yes.
It has become red. Can you see this? So it is killing the leaf. And over here, can you see this? See, these are the veins. This is necrosis of veins. This one. Can you see this? It is dying. It will die after some time. This is what happens in the plants. Now, some common plant diseases which are caused by microorganisms. One is citrus canker, done by bacteria. Mode of transmission is air. And this is how it looks like. This is lemon. This is citrus canker. Okay? And that the brown spots. Rust of wheat, done by fungi. You get it by air or seeds. This is how it looks like. Can you see this? It's become brown. Yeah. Then the next one is yellow vein mosaic of bhindi. Bhindi, the other name of bhindi is okra, is done by virus, or the mode of transmission is insect, and this is how it looks like. You understand? It becomes yellow.
Yes.
Now, how do we preserve food? How do we preserve food? This is a
Ma'am, I read Silraj.
yes, Sunrise. Now you read.
Food preservation. Food is spoiled by microorganisms. Spoiled food has bad smell and bad
Yes.
taste and cause food poisoning.
Hmm.
Food can be preserved
Preserve.
by protecting it from microorganisms.
Hmm. Continue.
Food,
Continue.
okay. Food can be preserved by different methods. They are chemical methods. Food like pickles can be preserved by using chemicals like salts and edible
Edible
oil,
oils.
edible oils. Jams and
Squashes.
squashes can be preserved by using sodium,
Sodium benzoate.
sodium benzoate, sodium met, met,
Metabisulfite.
what?
Metabisulfite.
Metabisulfite. These
Excuse me.
chemicals are called
Preservatives.
preservation.
Preservatives.
Preservative. Number two, by using common salt. Food items like fish, meat, amla, raw mangoes,
Tamarind.
tre- tamarind, etc. can be preserved by using common salt. It prevents the growth of
Microbes.
microbes. Number three, by using sugar. Food items like jams, jellies, cheese, etc. can be preserved by using sugar solution. It prevents the growth of microbes. Number four, by using oil and vinegar. Food items like pickles, vegetables, fish, meat, etc. are preserved by using oil and vinegar. It prevents the growth of microbes. Number five, by using heat and cold treatments. Heating food items kills microbes. Similarly, storing food items at low temperatures prevent growth of microbes.
Okay, fine. Now we know that food is generally spoiled by. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
Okay. So food generally gets spoiled by presence of microorganisms. Now, how can you make out that food has gone bad? It has got a bad smell and a bad taste. And if at all by any chance, if you have consumed that food, you will start vomiting or you will be admitted to hospital due to food poisoning. Have you heard of food poisoning better anytime?
Yes.
Yes, this is what happens. So we do not know. We think that the food is good, but actually it is gone bad. And if we consume it, we fall sick. Now, how to preserve this food? We have to protect it from microorganisms. So we have to preserve it. That is, protecting from microorganism is called preservation. How do you do it? Let's start from first, the chemical method. Now let's take pickles. Now how can you store pickles? You can store pickles by putting salts. Remember that sometimes when you have pickles, you say that it's very salty. Actually, more of salt is given to pickles so that it can be preserved. And also oils. You have to add lots of oils so that there's no infection of any sort of microorganisms. Let's take jams and squashes that can be preserved when you take certain chemicals like sodium benzoate, sodium metabisulfite, which are taken as preservatives. This much have you understood better?
Yes,
Okay. Now let's talk about common. You must have observed your mama whenever she is cleaning meat or fish, she will apply oil, haldi, and salt. Have you observed that?
yes,
Yes. Why? Because of
Yes.
preservation. So that food will not go bad. So food items like fish, meat, amla, raw mangoes, or even tamarind. What is tamarind? It is called as amli. So it can be
Imli.
preserved. You can keep it, yes, imli. You can preserve it by using common salt. Why? Because when you add this salt to the food articles, what happens? The microbes growth are contained. That means they do not allow the microbes or the microorganisms to grow on this matter. Next is sugar. Jam, jelly, squashes, you have to have lots of sugar into it. It's sugar syrupy. You know that. Why? Because lots of sugar will not allow the microbes to grow.
Ma'am, what is
Next is
squishy?
next is oil and vinegar. Now pickles you have
Ma'am,
seen. Yes, beta.
what is squishy?
Yes.
Squishy.
I'm not getting you. Can anyone help me? What is asking?
Ma'am,
What is
sorry,
squishy?
you can say what?
What is? Hello.
Write in message.
What is?
Ma'am, he is asking that what is squashes.
Squashes. Squashes is a type of fruit juice bitter. Thick fruit juice. Lemon squash, orange squash. You understood? It is thick
Yes,
juice.
ma'am.
Okay, it comes in bottles bitter. It comes in bottles. You can go to any store and you can ask for it. Why not go and have it bitter? Okay, so now let's come back. So pickles, vegetable, fish, meat, we can use oil and vinegar as well. So you can store it in these two items. Also, food items kills microbes. First thing is that you boil milk. Your mama boils milk. Yes or no? Yes? Hello?
Yes,
The milk
ma'am.
is boiled? The milk is boiled?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes?
Boiled.
Yes. And then after coming to
Yeah.
the room temperature, we put it in the fridge. Yes? Yes or not?
Yes.
Yes. So it is hot treatment and cold treatment. So the
Yes.
food, so the milk is not spoiled, isn't it? Now let's come to this hot and cold treatment is called as pasteurization. What it is called, Beta? Pasteurization. Now we see in
Pasteurization.
yes. Now we see in detail what is pasteurization. Please read, Beta.
Yes, ma'am.
Read.
Pasteurization. The process of heating milk to about 70 degrees Celsius for 15 to 30 seconds and then suddenly chilling it to prevent the growth of microbes is called pasteurization. The process was discovered by Louis Pasteur.
Okay.
By
Now,
storage and
yeah, yeah. Read it. No problem. Read.
By storage and
Pasteurization.
packing, some food
Hmm.
items are stored in airtight containers to protect them from microbes.
Fine. So I think you agree to this mechanism.
Yes.
Okay. So what is pasteurization, beta? You heat milk to around 70 degrees Celsius for some time, that's 15 to 30 seconds, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden you chill it.
The
You make
process
it
of
go
heating
cold,
milk for
and that
about
prevents
70
the
degrees
growth of
Celsius.
microbes. This process is known as pasteurization, which was
Yes.
discovered by Louis Pasteur. The other way of not allowing microbes to grow is by storage and packing. Everything has to be packed in airtight containers. Remember that, so that it is protected from microbes. Is it understandable? Is it understandable, Beta?
Yes.
Yes. See, this is how. So this is how. See, it's guava jam. This is maybe again jam. These are jellies. I think you can make out. These are jellies. These are squashes, Beta. See, these are squashes. Okay, thick juices.
Sharbat.
Then, yes. Then you have here fish. I think. Yeah. You have fish, then you have this
Yes.
pasteurized milk in packets, and here we are storing everything in the fridge. Do you understand? But generally, in the
Yes.
fridge also, the food gets bad at times. Have you observed that? Yes. Now,
Yes.
in detail, we are going to read Louis Pasteur and pasteurization. Please read, better.
Louis Pasteur and pasteurization. Louis Pasteur was a French biologist, microbiologist, and chemist. Renowned for his
Renowned.
discoveries of the principles of vaccination, microbial fermentation, and pasteurization. He is remembered for his remarkable breakthroughs in the cause and prevention of disease and prevention of disease, and his discoveries have saved many lives ever since.
So
Continued in
Louis Pasteur was a French biologist. Even he was a chemist, he was a microbiologist, and very known for vaccination, fermentation, and pasteurization. Now, he has done lots of discoveries in science which has enabled him to prevent certain diseases and which has saved so many lives till to date. Yes. What he did? Read better. Read.
he reduced
Mortality
mortality
from puerperal fever. Read better. And created.
and created the first vaccine for the rabies and anthrax. His medical discoveries provided direct support of the germ theory of disease and its application in clinical medicine. He is best known to the general public for his invention of the technique of milk and wine to continue in next phase.
So what he did, he tried to reduce the death rate from this puerperal fever and he made vaccines for rabies and anthrax. His discoveries also supported the germ theory of disease and that was applied in clinical medicine. And why is known for pasteurization. He is best known for pasteurization of treating milk. Is it clear? Yes. Read better.
Bacterial contamination, a process now called
Bacterial contamination, a process now called bacterialization, he is registered as one of the three main founders of bacteriology, together with Bert Curtin,
Ferdinand.
John, and Robert Koch, and is popularly known as the father of microbiology.
You understood now? So, Louis Pasteur is known as father of microbiology. So, he tried to help the milk not to be spoiled and even wine by the process called pasteurization and is one of the three main founders of bacteriology with Ferdinand, Cohn and Robert Koch and he is the only one who is known as father of microbiology. Yes, read.
Louis Pasteur pasteurization. Pasteurized milk can be consumed without boiling as it is free from harmful microbes.
I
The
can't
use
hear you. I'm sorry,
Can
beta.
read.
Sufyan, I'm not able to, beta. I'm
of
sorry. Do something with your cell or change your cell, beta. Do that, please. Yes, anyone else? Can anyone else start to read? Make it fast. Let me
Right, you
remind
want to
you.
read?
Yes.
Start to read first.
Louis
Pasteurized milk can
Ferdinand
be consumed without boiling as it is
Yeah.
free from
Yeah,
harmful
no, it's
pasteurization.
microbes.
okay.
Pasteurized
Continue,
milk can
continue.
be
No, stop it. Let Sufyan continue.
The
okay.
milk is
Yes,
heated to about 700 ma'am, what is this?
700 degrees Celsius.
700 degrees Celsius for 15 to 30 seconds and then suddenly chilled and stored. By doing so, it prevents the growth of microbes. This process was also discovered by Louis Pasteur. It is called pasteurization. Storage and packing. These days, dry foods and even vegetables are sold in sealed airtight packets to prevent the attack of microbes.
Thank you. It was better now. Now, Louis Pasteur is famous for his Pasteur's milk. Now, you can consume it without boiling. Why? Because there is no microbes. Why? Because how it is put in packet, the milk is heated at 70 degrees Celsius first, for some time, for some 15 to 20 seconds, and suddenly it is chilled and then it's stored. So you can have it, which is free of germs. So what happens? By doing this, we prevent the growth of the microbes, and this process is known as pasteurization. Same way, we can store the dry fruits and vegetables. They are sold in sealed airtight packets. I think you can see in the market. Yes. Let's start with the nitrogen cycle, please.
Nitrogen cycle. Our
Nitrogen cycle.
atmosphere was
Okay,
78% nitrogen gas.
Sufyan. Okay, thank you, Beta. Can someone else take up the charge?
Yes.
Sandra.
Ma'am, hi, Chandraj, Mahida.
Yes. Start.
So,
Nitrogen cycle. Our
Be fast.
atmosphere has. Yes, ma'am.
Be fast, I said.
Okay. Our atmosphere has 78-degree nitrogen gas.
78% Beta.
78%.
Sahil, can you start, Beta? If possible, I want to wind up the slide first.
ma'am, can I
Okay,
read?
ma'am. Nitrogen
Now,
cycle.
Beta,
Our
not
atmosphere
Beta.
has
Start
78% nitrogen gas. Nitrogen is one of the essential constituents
constituents.
of all living organisms as part of protein, chlorophyll, nucleic acids, and vitamins. The atmospheric nitrogen cannot be taken directly by plants and animals. Certain bacteria and blue-green algae present in the soil fix nitrogen from the atmosphere and convert it into compounds of nitrogen. Once
That's it.
nitrogen is
That's
converted into
it.
these usable
That's it.
compounds, it
That's it.
is
Thank you. Now, our atmosphere has 78% nitrogen gas, and you know that it's very important for all living organisms. Why? Because nitrogen makes protein, chlorophyll, nucleic acids, and vitamins. Now, we know that it is present in air, so atmospheric nitrogen cannot be taken by either plants or animals. So, how it is absorbable? Certain bacteria and blue-green algae, which is which is present in the soil, they are fixing nitrogen from the atmosphere, and they make it absorbable forms of nitrogen to the plants. Now you say, once nitrogen start.
once, yes, ma'am. Once nitrogen is converted into these usable compounds, it can be used until
Utilize.
it can be utilized by plants from the soil through their root system. Nitrogen is then used for the synthesis of plant protein and other compounds. Animal feeding on plants get this protein and get nitrogen compounds.
Thank you. Now, when this nitrogen is converted in usable compound so that it is available to the plants and it can use it from the soil with the help of water and other minerals by the root